Yo, this Cash, one half of the Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast team. Thanks for tapping in again with us. Hey, we had a little bit of audio issues in here, a little popping and stuff like that. We think we need to get some new wires, but that's neither here nor there. Wanted to let you guys know that up front before we get into the episode. Hopefully that doesn't distract you too much, but let alone the episode is still good. The guest audio is great. So it is what it is with that. Sometimes shit happens. So just wanted to let you guys know up front before we get in this episode. Yo, go check out our new episodes. This is a bonus episode with Know It All. He just dropped the project last month in January called The Machine with OWLKAST. It's a really dope project. Hey, you guys get familiar with him and tap into the project. So without further ado, let's get right into the interview. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast. I go by Cash, aka Exec P. My man, Mr. Prez, he is off this episode. He wanted to make it, but he couldn't. But guess what? We always keep a guest in the tuck, man. We have a really dope artist from Queens, New York. He just dropped a great project in The Machine with OWLKAST. His name is Know It All. Man, I can't make this up, man. We just keep finding these dope artists, and we want to give them to y'all. So if you haven't heard them here on the couch for the first time, Know It All, man. Welcome to the couch.
Know it all. Some real shit right here.
Don't you fucking look at me! You fucking look at me!
Yo. Hey yo, I hate when people stare, they can see all my insecurities. Shit I endured, is there a cure for me? Quit the staring, I get the errand, hit the hair in your nose. My mind moving like Marion Jones, I keep some shades on. Every step feels like a Sharingan. In my hideout writing horror songs. Fuck your horoscope, all I see is horror through my scope. Free my niggas carving dolls out of soap. Try to cope, tell fiends try to cope. Just don't look me in my fucking eye. Hustle dimes through troubled times, trying to avoid the cops' eyes. My view of the world is lopsided. Sometimes all I see is suicide, homicide. Can't even go to see your kid, cause you got drama on your baby mama's side. I can't look, get high, play some rhino. Yo, first of all, I appreciate you for having me, bro. I'm glad that y'all like the album and everything. For real, thank y'all.
Hey, no doubt, man. Hey, you deserve it, man, with accolades from a lot of people on Twitter, your peers, most notably recently Crooked Eye, or King Crooked now as he goes by, so that's big, man. How did you feel when you woke up and heard that news?
Yo, I woke up, nowadays you wake up and the first thing you do is look at your phone. So I was disorientated, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, wait, what the fuck? And I'm like, yo, I had a warm feeling in my stomach that whole week. Or
did that give you the boost? I know when for our podcast, when somebody that we respect as an artist retweets us or gives us props or reaches out and just says, hey, I appreciate that review, it gives you that extra push to keep going. What did that do for you?
Kind of absolutely told me that I'm moving in the right direction. But I'm not gonna say it motivated me more, because to be honest, I've had the same motivation I've had since I second got sick. So can't nothing really motivate me more. But I'm super thankful, and I'm super glad that he actually heard about my project. That's the biggest compliment I've ever gotten. So I'm completely thankful to him, and forever grateful. Word.
For sure. So let's walk everybody through where you from, why you started rapping, your love for hip hop. Where did it all begin?
Okay, well, I'm born and raised in Queens, New York, Long Island City. Projects called Ravenswood, literally 3 blocks from Queensbridge. So obviously Nas was a huge influence on me. And I had a older friend, a mentor to me, who was like the biggest Prodigy fan in the world. So I probably heard every Prodigy and Mobb Deep song ever. So I like my music taste and my music sound. There's a lot of that gritty Queens. I like beats that sound like that gritty Mobb Deep and Queen stuff. So that's some of my first inspirations. Nas, a lot of Queen stuff, Common. But yeah, as far as my love for hip hop, yeah, it's just always been a part of my life. My parents have been listening to it since before I was born. I was just born into it. By the time I was 8, I had my father, who passed a few years ago,
Rest in
actually
peace to
gave me a
Pops.
boom.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Thank you. He gave me a big giant boom box with a bunch of tapes. And this is like my first experience of like older hip hop. And the first tape I put in there is the I think it's the LL Cool J one. I think it's Bigger and Deffer, the one with I Need Love and all of that. And I fell in love with that album, and I fell in love with that. And I just always like, it's just hip hop just came naturally as something I loved. Like I didn't even have to be explained to what it was. I just loved it from day one.
So with your pops, I suppose, kind of bringing you in to hip hop or rap in particular. I mean, you mentioned LL Cool J, another Queens legend that doesn't get his just due with, just in the talks of the GOAT list. Right now, we go to the same three: Nas, Big, J, and you got Pac in there. It just depends on, but those are relative.
In that conversation.
He should be. He should be. But as far as in your era, because you have love for the old and the new, like what are some of the older guys that kind of gave you your blueprint into what an album should sound like, what rapping should be, emceeing?
Originally, when I first really started writing heavy, it was Nas. Like Nas and who else? It was Nas, Common, and it was Jadakiss a little bit too. Like when I was young, 18, 19, and when I first started really writing, like in my head, I would be like emulating them, like trying to like, what would he say here? That's like a young person thing. I got away from that as I got older and developed my own style. But that's where I started. Like, what would Nas say right here? Like, what would Jadakiss say? And then as I got older, I got into Big Pun, and I was on Big Pun for a real long time. Probably my first or second favorite rapper, depending on the day it is. Then as I got older, I got more into underground because I was underground. So I started looking around for things like that, and I discovered MF Doom. And MF Doom is an idol to me. He's my idol. Like it's hard to try to rap like him anyway. So you can't do that. But I listen, and him, my top 2 rappers ever is MF Doom and Big Pun. Like whichever order you want to put it in, those are my 2 guys. Those are my biggest inspiration.
Okay.
As of recent, in the past few years, like my progression as a lyricist, I feel I've gotten better, so much better in the past few years, is because originally in the past 2 years, it was when I first heard Griselda. They originally made me realize like, yo, there's really a lane for this. Like there's really a lane to success for this type of music. And I started digging through stuff like that. And then I found Rock Marcy. Rock Marcy is a GOAT for me. Like he's definitely my favorite rapper right now, period. Like he's my biggest inspiration of the past 2 years. And I want to personally thank him. I want to meet him and thank him for that, because he's inspired me to get much better as a rapper all around.
I'm late to the party on Rock Marcy. Known about him, but late to the party. And I think really when I got back into him personally is ironically through a team you just mentioned, Griselda. I forget, they were standing in, it was like a black and white video. They were standing in front of,
when they in Manhattan,
it was on Conway. It was on Conway joint, I believe. Or maybe it was one of West Side's early joints. But anyway, it was I think West Side, Conway, and Rock. And then I was like, damn, let me tap back into him, because I know he's been out, and he just has a distinct style, man. And you just either gonna love it or not. But
you're not, right? That's a fact.
but it is dope, you know what I mean? So but moving back to Pun, one of the things that I love Pun as well. And one of the things I spent some time living in the Bronx. I'm originally from Brooklyn and Lower East Side, Manhattan. That's where I grew up in New York. But as far as Pun, one of the things I take from him, man, is breath control. Just
words. Man.
Like if I can make the perfect MC or mold myself in the perfect MC or whatever, I would take breath control from him, because he does this shit effortlessly, and it
don't make no sense. He's 600 pounds,
and not no punching in, none of that crazy stuff from what Fat Joe used to say about it. And I was like, yo, that's crazy. That's just God's gift right there, man.
Yeah, that is insane. You're right. Word.
Yo, so let's get into the machine, man. A lot to say about this project with OWLKAST. We'll get into him as well. I wanted to get him on, man. I wish I should have said something about it, because I love to have, when you guys have this one producer, one rapper albums, I like to show the producers love, because they're so much a part of the project. But shout out to him. So that's my bad on not setting that up.
He
But
stay real low key anyway. Like he's real low key. Like,
yeah,
you gotta get out more though.
right. You gotta not even get your name out there. Just sometimes people gotta give you the flowers, and that may be what people need to keep pushing, man. But as far as the setup, man, album cover, sound, those are two big things that me and Prez kind of take as far as whether we're interested in the artist, because we understand that underground, limited budget, you're not gonna sound big budget quality, but you shouldn't sound like shitty quality either. So boom, you check that off. Everybody's talking about you on mutual, follows that we have on Twitter and Instagram. So all right, let me check it out. So, I go to the album cover, easily interested. You know what I'm saying? So can you break down for the people the album cover and really what the album is about?
Okay, well, the album cover and the album, first of all, is called The Machine. The Machine in representation of the dialysis machine that I just recently got off on November 3rd, 2021 because of a new kidney transplant. But yeah, the album is just about how I was just so tired of just being on that machine. And also it's a double meaning for the machine that we live in America, like the machine of the world, like just all of the stuff and the politics that we got to deal with, just the machine, racism and just everything. And the cover art is a picture of the first dialysis machine mixed in with another picture of like a patient in a hospital. Like, so yeah, it's basically, it's all around the machine and getting off the machine. That's what the whole project is about.
All right. So, speaking of the dialysis machine, man, like for people that don't know how that is to grow up with that, like how do you get through your day to day, and let alone put together raps and stuff like that with as much as people typically have to go, to be seen, to get everything, their blood fleshed out and everything. Like how do you maintain that?
Well, it provided me a lot of inspiration and a lot of pain, and that rap has just been my outlet to get it out. So, and I really didn't start taking rap seriously till I got back on dialysis the second time. That was my second time on dialysis. I was on it when I was young, around 16. My mom gave me a kidney when I was 17. And before that, like before I got the first kidney, like when I was on dialysis when I was 16, it didn't bother me. Like I didn't think about it. I guess because I was just so young. But now this time, it's like it's just stopped me right in the middle of my life and put me in idle mode. So it was very painful to me. And it was very sad and depressing to me. And just the experience of going Monday, Wednesday, Friday for 4 hours and just going there and seeing all of these sick people and all of these older people. It was just it's just a very depressing place. And yeah, so this art just came out of me. Like, and when I was like, before, I didn't talk about it much. Like I didn't tell people. Most people on Twitter didn't even know I had a health issue because of how much music I was putting out, and I never talked about it. But
what
yeah,
made you,
I felt
what
like
made you talk about it on this project?
I don't know. I guess it's just divine timing, bro. Because you know why I say that? Because as we was making it, like we started making it in like October, right? Mm-hmm. October, that's when we first started. November 3rd, in the process of making this project, I got a kidney. Like wow. It's just happened randomly.
No, blessings to you, brother, man. That's
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just divine timing. Like I can't really even tell you why I just decided. I just got more comfortable with talking about it.
How much feedback have you got in regards to just not only you speaking on, going through dialysis and getting now a second kidney, like just other people going through other, health issues? I know I saw was on a space, and we'll talk about your Twitter spaces here down the line here. But we was on a space, and I think it's a kid named Cystic.
Yes.
Yeah, he's on there, and he talks about, I haven't heard his music, but I know that he talked about his health issues on there. So has artists like that and just other people, listeners, reached out to you and just kind of showed some appreciation for that vulnerability?
So many people, so many different people dealing with different health issues just reached out to me and told me how much it helped them to know, and how much it made them feel more comfortable knowing that there's other people out there dealing with stuff like this, and that I'm still able to function and do my thing at a high level while still dealing with this. So yeah, and that was the best part of it, knowing that when your art actually helps somebody or has a positive effect on somebody, that's the best feeling. So yeah, I've gotten a ton of that, and that's been the best part for me, just knowing that I helped somebody.
That's awesome, man, because I mean, really at the end of the day, even if money never came from this, like really it's like for me it's two things. I want to be respected by my peers as an MC, and I also want to help somebody get through their day, even if it's just for 5-10 minutes or whatever relatable material I can provide them. That's really it, before the bread, you know. So that's awesome. You were able to, you know, experience that with people. Hopefully that helps you open up on other parts of your life, you know, moving forward. So I want to talk about some of these features on here, man. Like, you know, you got 3. You got Backwood Sweetie, Rome Wise, and Mourning Run. I'm familiar with one of the 3 in Backwood Sweetie because we've had her on here, and she has a phenomenal project out called Christina Shantae. So y'all check that out. And you know, she has a dope feature on there, man. So we'll start with that feature, man. What made you reach out to all 3 of these individuals? But you could start with Backwood.
Tomorrow at the beach at 4 a.m.
Yo, don't fail, can never fail. Was born with a forever will. Your skills still make it happen on my own path. Life been moving so fast. My people was stole, quick to sell they soul for cash. Visions of my past, burn my ass like a rash. Show the rap game my wrath. Don't fail. Jordan lost before he won. Was still killing at 41. Running up funds for my daughter's son. Need a chain look like I ordered the sun. Getting drugs cross the border fast as water will run. Don't fail by any means necessary. You ain't gotta die to be deemed legendary. I'm next up, you niggas is secondary. I'm on my grind, I know the clock ticking. On the block with the Glock, now the plot thicken. My henchmen, the entrepreneur convention. Don't fail, you know you got bills, hard still, cause your pops got killed, but you know time heals. Man, Backwood Sweetie, first of all, is amazing. Shout out to my sis, Backwood Sweetie. But what made me reach out to her is we've been talking and stuff for a while. I've been hearing her music, and I just felt like there's not too many, there's just not too many women in our like underground hip hop scene.
Talk about it for sure.
And I just felt like let me get some feminine energy, and she happens to be one of the best lyricists I know. So she helped, and I'm glad that she bodied me on that song, because that's what she did. She killed me on that joint, and I'm happy because that's what I wanted her to do, and I'm happy that she's getting her shine and her recognition. Word, she did her thing on that. I'm grateful that she came and did that for me. I just did a feature for her as well. Word though, she did her thing on that.
Before we get into Rome and we get into Mourning Run, I do want to speak to what you just said about getting bodied and how casual it was, but I was on a space. I'm about 6 hours ahead of you here in Germany. I was kind of sleepy. I'm listening to it, but you said it there in the space too. So this ain't the first time I'm hearing you saying anything about bodying. And me and my man Prez was talking about, yo, it's okay to be bodied if it's for the betterment of the song, and especially if the person that got bodied didn't have a weak verse. That doesn't necessarily mean it was weak. That just means that person came in, respected your pen that much to go super saiyan or whatever that, you know, that saying is, and go crazy. That's all that is, man.
Word.
So that's dope that you humble enough to, you know, recognize whether it's true or not, you know, because I know some people like,
it is what it is.
Yeah, some people like your shit more than they like hers, but that's you know, that comes par for the course, subjective. You know, with sparring. Yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly. So another good feature you have on here is Rome Wise. And before you speak on it, shout out to Rome. He reached out to us a while back and I just never got to it. And I hate when I do that, man. It just got busy, Rome, but you got busy on that verse. But I'll let you take it away as far as why did you hit up Rome?
Like Diggy. Yeah, you better run, son, like Diggy. Your skills debatable like versus victory. Do a nickel, come home addicted to nicotine. Sold nicks as teens, victimized as a team. Niggas new to run, your dog get muted and neutered. Talking stupid on these computers, if you competition can prove it. I seen tables turn quickly. You better run, son, like Diggy. Yeah, you better run, son, like Diggy. Let it run, son, like Diggy.
Everybody looking for fast ways to the goal. Careful, you can end up in a bad place if you don't have faith. They get on that cash chasing they fold. Being broke is the last place they wanna be, and then suddenly live in luxury, cash payments and gold. They pursued by the vultures like they knew to the culture. They cash traded they soul. End up trying to buy it back. That's gonna be a sad case. They ain't know it had the highest tax, cause they only had their eye attached to the dollar sign. In fact, now they wish they had brakes. Speeding and they had a collision with bad decisions.
Well, I've been knowing Rome for a while as well. Rome is one of the first people when I came on Twitter that showed me love, actually. And man, I just know what he does. Like, and I feel like he's so underrated in our little community we got, because he's one of the best. Like, I guess it's just some people just aren't outgoing as I don't talk as much, but Rome is a monster. And I knew that. And I wanted everybody else to know that. So I got him, and he pulled up on me. Like, he from Brooklyn, I'm from Queens. I went to the studio. He pulled up to my studio session and recorded that shit. I'm like, and he rapped way long. I'm like, yeah, nigga, body me. Like, go.
Keep going.
Yeah, do that shit. Word, yeah.
That's dope.
Make the song better, yeah. And I appreciate him as well. He did his thing. Anytime he ever needs me for a feature or anything like that, he got it. No problem. Word.
For sure. And last but not least, Mourning Run.
Okay. My boy from Boston. Let me say this. It ain't too many white rappers that I really necessarily listen to like that much. My boy Mourning Run is different, representing Boston. A real lyricist, you got to listen to what he's saying, because the man be talking some deep shit. Just the way he started off his verse, what he said, electrocuting the elephant in the room and zooming, like that's a reference to Thomas Edison and electrocuting the elephant. That's a reference to Einstein. Like he's a different type of lyricist, and he bodied his verse as well. And I just appreciate all three of them for just making my project that much better. They all three did their thing.
They showed up. They showed up and showed out. That's all you could hope for.
I got hella songs with Mourning Run too. We got a bunch of stuff coming out this year too.
Dope, man. So let's talk about the production, man. One rapper, one producer, OWLKAST. Where did you find this young man?
Man, like I find so many gems of talent on Twitter. Like, and this kid, he's a kid. Like when I first heard his beats, I'm assuming he's like my age or older. I'm like, yo, how old are you? He's 17. This kid is in high school. He, on certain days, he like, yo, I'm busy. I'm taking my finals or whatever. I'm like, yo, that's crazy, son. Like, and word, he lives in Jordan. Like, he's from a whole nother country, and we was able to put together a project this good with this much chemistry on 2 different continents. Like, this is the power of the internet today. Word, like,
absolutely.
That's how I found him on the internet. We did one song. The first song we did, he sent me a beat. The first song we did was Steady, the second track, and then from there, we was like, yo, we might as well just do a project. And every song we recorded was just it. We didn't record more than 11 songs. We recorded 11 songs, and it was just it.
That's fire. That's fire. That's fire, because nothing was left on the cutting room floor. It was what it was, man. So that's dope when you have that type of chemistry. I've seen it. A few, rappers have that chemistry. I think, you have a few cats out right now in the underground scene that I've seen put out multiple projects together, or that they're working a lot together and now doing the one rapper, one producer thing. So I love that concept. I always will. I think it just sounds more cohesive more times than not when you do that.
Right, because
you just
it
gotta
all comes together. You all on the same frequency. On the same frequency, the whole project.
Right, and you really gotta have a good ear or a good team around you to do it. Otherwise, to where you make it sound like that. And we talked about Backwood earlier, but she did the same thing. A bunch of different producers, but it meshed well. It meshed well. So that's dope. That's dope, man. So out of all these songs, man, I know they all your baby, but what are some of your favorite tracks off the project?
All right, well, I'm gonna start with the intro, because I never did that before. Like, I never did like a spoken word type thing. And my first time doing it is like the most deepest thing in my life. And I just love that verse. I love that verse. It means so much to me, and so many people love it. What's another one that I like? Obviously, Don't Fail 2. Don't Fail 2. Don't Fail 1 is Don't Fail 1 and 2 is 2 of my favorite songs that I ever did. Run Son. Man, I just love both of those verses. That's like my favorite verse of
You
mine. I
better
think on that
run,
whole
son,
project.
like Diggy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like my favorite verse of mine on that whole project. What else? What's another one that I really liked? Stop staring, man.
Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about that. I saw some chat online about that.
Cause that shit means so much to me. Cause I really have a problem. I really don't like people staring at me. Like that was just my feelings. Like I just don't like people staring at me, so I just put it on a song.
That's funny, man. Because I thought it was something about like just being on a dialysis machine and all that comes with that. I thought that was what it was about.
That's part of it.
Okay. So one of the funniest lines on there where I had to rewind it back because it ain't something that's overly complicated, but I just kept laughing about it on No Friends. You was like, I ain't perfect. And then like out of nowhere, you like, nah. Yes, I am. Like right in the same bar. And I'm like, yo, man. You could tell you just on here just having a blast, man, talking shit, man. Like, but that's the whole project, man. Like it just seems like free flowing thoughts, not overthinking it. Like how did you go into the project? Was it like, okay, I'm gonna make a serious project talking about this, but how did you just still allow yourself to let it flow and be you?
Yo, bro, things just happen. Like it's just like I don't rate. I mean, when I write albums, I try to put all of the songs like make sure that like the beats are similar and like similar like frequencies and everything. I don't really be like, oh, I'm gonna be serious. I'm gonna be funny. Like I'm just me on every song. Like I can be really, really, really serious, or I can be really, really jokey, or I can be really, really like I just have different parts of my personality that it just comes out all of my music. Like word, I could be the most serious, meanest person. Or I could be the nicest, funniest. Like that's just how I am.
Yeah, and it's not too often that a person's social media handle in their raps it's the same. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people with smart asses behind the scenes and then they get on and rap about some prophetic shit and you're like, damn, these are two different people, but maybe you just portray the music in a certain type of way, but you kind of get what you get, man. On Twitter, you're very honest, and in your raps, you're very honest, so I think that's a good thing as well, man, as far as just your personality and how you engage. But I want to stay right there in terms of just, social media and how you engage with people. I know you have different pages, you have different things that you're into on Twitter. But my first question as far as social media is, man, like how has that shit helped you just kind of over the years, just grow your audience?
Man, it's helped me tremendously. Like I can't even really like it's helped me tremendously. Like I've built a fan base just off Twitter. I've used it. It's a tool. And I see that most artists just don't know how to use it. And that's why I just be always trying to drop game and stuff. Not like saying like I'm where I want to be or anything, but I try to give tips and stuff because Twitter is really a great tool, especially if you're an artist, especially if you make this music in this lane that I'm in. Like it's just a great tool. And how has it helped me? Like it has helped me tremendously. But getting traction and engagement on social media is hard work. Like it's not easy to just come on.
It is.
Like you're not gonna just post a link. I don't care how good the album is. You can post Ready to Die. You can make Ready to Die and post it, and nobody care about that shit. Because you have to get people to care. You have to give people a reason to care. Like you gotta engage. That shit is work. And it took me 5 years to build a little traction. I've been on Twitter for 5-6 years trying to do this shit.
Yeah, that's a fact. Same thing we go through with the podcast, learning how to post, learning what to post, who to engage with, what artists should we interview? You know what I mean? Should we give everybody a shot? Because, hey, we don't have to like everybody, but we can give everybody an opportunity to tell their story. Or should we just fuck with the people we like? How should we cut the audio up? How should we cut the video? Like, it's just all these things. And then you still post it, crickets, so
yep.
It take time, man. I think it's just, kind of like you said, 5 years. Man. Consistency, being consistent with it. But another thing that you're doing that I think is dope, and I can't wait till I get back to the States so I'm able to participate and chop it up with some of y'all. It's just like Twitter Spaces in terms of just you guys let artists come on, play their music, freestyle, got joke, shit talk, and it's starting to be a really dope community that you guys are building there. So what made you start that? And so far, how is it going in your you're feeling, how you feel it's going?
Well, I'm very spontaneous. So like I just picked up my phone one day and just started a space and just started talking shit to everybody. Like, and then we just got we just got an idea like, yo, we should let people rap. Like nobody else is doing that. Like we should just be having people rap. We should have ciphers in here, like on some. I'm like from New York, so I'm like we could have just ciphers, just people spitting verses. Like nobody's doing that. And then then people just started resonating towards it, and they just started loving it. Like I knew people would like it, but I didn't think it would like take off that fast. People we had Questlove come. We had Lee Major pull up. Who else? Alex Wiley, this kid, he signed this stuff. We got a meeting with him at 5:30 about the spaces. Like it's been crazy. It's been growing. I've met so many dope artists that need more recognition off the spaces. I've met so many people that want to help me to grow myself. It's just been great all around. Shout out to Patty Honcho. Shout out to Black Chidori, the two other hosts. Word, it's been great.
Yeah, that's fire, man, because I popped up on there like once or twice, and I can guarantee out of the 15, 16 people or however many was on there, probably the lion's share of them. I probably said 2 words. Everybody followed us. You know what I mean? So just off the strength of just being on there and communicating with everybody. So it actually is a powerful tool. So shout out to you for doing that, man. And I look forward to where it's going to grow, man, because y'all just barely scratching the surface of what y'all can do with that platform, man. So y'all keep at it.
Not for real. It's all about consistency. And that's where most artists, not even just artists, most entrepreneurs, that's what we fail. We forget to be consistent and put the work in. You got to do something based on what you're trying to do every day. You got to be on it every day. You got to be at least putting an hour in every day. That's the least. People think they could drop a song and then forget about it, come back 6 months later, drop it. Nobody ain't checking for
Nobody
you no more.
cares.
You got to be right. Cares. You got to do this shit every day. You have to dedicate yourself to something.
Hey, that's a fact, man. Y'all take heed to it because look, man, you could drop a single. It could be the hottest single, but if you don't keep promoting that single, make a video for that single, whatever the case may be, keep posting the shit. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Everybody doesn't catch the shit at the same time. Yeah.
Especially in this era where you can drop an album and 2 weeks later, nobody talking about that shit. Nobody.
Just the way it is.
And it could be great. That's why you got to be on top. You have to be consistent. You can't expect people to just discover you. Those days are over. Nobody's coming to knock on your door with a contract for a record label. Nobody. It's not going to happen. You got to put your shit out there.
Facts. So what other things that you got going on? I know you have the new underground handle on Instagram, I believe, to where you promote artists on there as well.
New Age Underground with 2 Ds. Okay. If you're an artist, hit me up on there. Send me a clip of your stuff. I'll post it if it's dope. If it's dope, I'll post it. That's my only requirement, being dope. I like all different type of music. I'm not just one-sided. I'm not biased towards boom bap. If you make trap music and it sound good, I'll post that too. But yeah, underground, New Age Underground.
Cool. Tell them the handle again so people can send you the music.
At New Age Underground with 2 Ds, all one word. New Age Underground.
Cool. All right, man. So I know you got some things to do, man. So I want to get out of here and wrap it up with a few more questions before I let you go, man. So 2022 is young. I'm all about mindfulness and manifestation and all those positive things in terms of getting what you want out of the next couple months to next year and planning properly. So with that said, what do you have coming in 2022? Because I know off the heels of this, I know you gassed up to do something else, work with other people. So what do you have coming moving forward?
Man, it's a lot of, I'm gonna say this. It's a lot of surprises and great stuff coming in 2022. But what I will tell you is I'm working on 2 more albums right now. And I got a bunch of features that's coming out. That's besides that, it's a bunch of other surprises. I'm working on 2 albums though.
2 albums. All right. So I got some quick questions for you before we let you out, man. So basketball fan, I take it, right? All right, man. Who's your team and why will they or won't they win the championship?
Oh, my team is the Lakers, and the Lakers won't win because is it the coaching? Is it the GM? We just can't get no shooters. We can't get no other talent. And I'm a huge LeBron fan, like huge LeBron fan. I was upset that we traded our entire future for him, though. I didn't want to do that. And I'm a huge LeBron fan. So I'm not happy with where the Lakers is at. I didn't want to trade all of that for one championship, and now Anthony Davis is a bum. He's not hungry no more. Like he won one chip, and now he's just getting hurt every week. I'm just over it. Like I don't even see us in the playoffs, to be honest.
Top 5 influential Queens MCs
Of all time, well, I'm gonna go Nas, Cool G Rap. I know Cool G Rap first.
got to be.
Yeah, Nas. There's so many. We got like the most rappers. Nas, Cool G Rap. I'm gonna say Run DMC. I'm gonna say Run.
That's gonna round out your 5.
That's 3. No, just
three. Jam
Run.
Master.
Just
yeah,
run himself.
Just run. Okay.
Let's say
we spoke about
Pharaoh
LL
Monch.
earlier.
See what I mean? LL Cool J. Let's just throw at number 5. I'm gonna throw Q-Tip. As we talking about like inspiring people, yeah, I'm gonna throw Q-Tip in.
Okay. All right, give me. I won't put a number on it, but just give me some underground MCs you haven't worked with that you're looking forward to working with.
Man, there's so many. You got people like JR, who's a monster. You got King James, a monster. You got I Am God, monster. Well, it's so many of them. See what I mean with it? I just get forgetful. The people I already worked with, I want to work with them. I love working with the people that I already work with. But who's somebody else? My man, damn. I hate when this happened.
Have you heard of Phil V?
I Am God.
Or
Phil V. Yeah, that's my man. Yeah. I'd love to work with Phil V.
Have you heard of Abel Mary?
Yeah, I know Abel. Nums. Yeah, Nums. I'm putting Nums in the 5. Yeah.
For sure, man. Hey, man, know it all, man. I appreciate you coming on, man, with all the technical difficulties that we had to endure over the last couple of days. I appreciate you sticking with it, man, and sticking with us. But, for the last time, let people know where they can find you, your different Twitter handles for things that you have going on. And we'll roll out like that. All
right. Well, on all streaming and stuff like that, if you're looking for my music, just look up Know It All. You'll find me. I'm Know It All NYC on all social media. Basically, any social media, I'm Know It All NY, Know It All NYC. Any Twitter, Know It All NYC 11. Instagram, Know It All NYC. TikTok, Know It All NY. Like, yo, PlayStation Network, Know It All NY, son.
PlayStation Network.
Everything. Know It All NYC everywhere.
For sure, man. Hey, man, again, congrats on the project. Continue to do great things with the project, man. I'll continue to tap in however I tap in. I'm pretty sure this is the first of many. So feel free to pull up to the couch if you want to talk Lakers, if you want to talk other music that dropped. Yo, you don't have to come on and promote nothing. You can come on at any time, man. All you got to do is hit us. If you know we're going to talk about something, we'll let you know. And love is love, man. You can always come on, man. So we appreciate you stepping through. Continued success, man. Continued success on the future projects.
Same to you, bro. Thank you. I appreciate you for having me on the show, for real.
No doubt. Hey, yo, people, with that said, this is the bonus episode. This is Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast. This is what we do, man. Let us know any other artists that you have out there in your city, in your area that needs an interview or have dope music and that you guys rock with. Let us know, man. We want to have them on and we want to conversate with them and just see, what's popping, what's shaking, man. So, again, y'all go check out The Machine, OWLKAST, Know It All, 11 tracks. Trust me, you guys will be happy with what you get and what you hear, and you guys will tap into other projects with Skip the Kid. So like he got some shit, man. He got some shit with him. So y'all check that out. We out.